Welcome riding buddies, up here at the Conondale Classic Weekend. Just going to have a quick look at Larry Clayton's 86 Maico 500. Now Larry, something really special with this particular year. What's the go with the 86?
The 86 was the last model to come out of the factory in Germany.
So the 86 model was the last true Maico.
Yeah.
And then after that they were bought by Wolf, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, yeah. And they were still in Germany. Yeah, but they didn't last long.
Yeah. Maico seems to have a story as big as Kajiva. If you've ever watched my Kajiva video, it's just crazy. So this particular bike, it's got no lights, but it's not a motocross though, is it?
No, it's a GS. It's really it's an American import. It's what they call an M-Star. So yeah, but they sent the wrong seat cover, so that's why it's got Maico on it.
We won't worry about that. That's the least of the dramas.
Yeah.
So this is actually the enduro model.
Yeah.
And looking at it, it looks to me as though it's basically as it should be. Is there anything modified that we should know about?
No, nothing. Not a thing.
Just you've got rid of the lights, made it into an MC.
Yeah. When I bought it, there was no lights on it.
Yep. Yeah. And just followed the MC trend. Obviously, you've kept the GS fuel tank.
Yeah, because I can't find one at the moment.
I was
get one, but yeah.
I was going to say, I bet you'd kill for an MC fuel tank.
Yeah, I can get a white one, and I can get white guards and that, but I want to try and keep it as good as I could as a standard, you know.
I suppose if you could find a blue one, that'd be all right too, because these did come in blue, didn't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, a lot of the later ones that went to America were blue.
Yeah. I heard a story, I don't know of how true it is, but they wanted them blue in America so they didn't look like Hondas.
That's right. Yeah, that was Wolf Sport started that.
Right, so after this, in other words. Yeah. So a little bit with the 86 500 Maico. What brakes are they? Look like Brembos to me.
No, they're Maicos.
They're actually Maico's brakes.
Yeah, Maico made their own.
Yep.
Which makes it hard to get O-rings and stuff for.
They'd be near impossible. They do look a lot. I've got an 86 KTM 250 with Brembos, and they look very similar.
Yeah. Very
similar. Forks. What's the front forks?
They're Maicos.
Maicos, like Husqvarna used to do.
Yeah.
They used to make their own forks as well.
But there's no, because it's a M-Star, all the Maicos been taken off of it.
Yep.
They weren't allowed to sell Maicos. In America, they had to be M-Stars.
Yep.
Well, I think what was the other side of the family owned the Maico name in the States, and when the big split come, they wouldn't let them use it in the States, so they had to make them M-Stars.
Yeah. And with that, if you're not that familiar with the Maico story, I'm not going to do a video on the Maico story. Maybe one day I will, but the Maico story, there's so many videos on the Maico story. Check them out. It's a days of our lives scenario, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really funny, yeah.
I don't know about funny, but yes, it's interesting.
Funny in a silly way.
Yeah, it is. It's very interesting. Yeah. White power rear shock. I'm not that familiar with Maicos, but I only ever remember Ollins being on the back of these things.
There was a few prototypes come out with white power on them.
Yep.
Yeah. This is a really early one because the engine number is 0001.
0001 for an engine number.
Yeah,
so
that's the first. Must have been the first motor to come out of the 86 models, and the frame number is 14.
So she's a very early in the production. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So normal chrome moly frame. With this 86 frame, I've always wondered this. The 86 frame, is it much different to the 85 frames?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, not much. There's a little bit of difference in them. Yeah.
A little bit more fine tuning.
Yeah. It's a little bit. And I think they're a little bit skinnier.
Narrowed them up a little bit.
Yeah, and they're not as long either.
Yep.
Not as long as the 84s.
Yeah. Those things drive like a bus.
Yeah.
Now the engine, obviously it's a 500. So what actual capacity are they?
I think they're about 489.
489 cc. Massive cylinder. I don't remember seeing a cylinder that big in a water-cooled 500.
Yeah.
Air-cooled, yeah, they're massive, but water-cooled 500, that's huge. So with the 86 engine, what was different about the 86 engine on these?
Not much to the 84 250s. It was
just a bigger cylinder and bigger crank.
Yeah, bigger crank. Yeah, there's 61 horsepower.
Holy crap. Point, twist, and pray that you stop at the other end.
Yeah.
And with those brakes, you're probably not going to stop.
Well,
Yeah. By the way, I will show photos, but the pistons, they're single piston calipers, front and rear. They don't really pull up that great.
Nah.
Even though they are disc. Now, I notice on the bar, you've got a third lever. What's the idea with the third lever up on the bar?
That's decompression lever, but just to say you don't bend kickstarter shafts.
I wouldn't worry about the kickstart. I'd be more worried about my leg.
No, mate, kick this over like kicking a 125 over.
Yeah?
Because it's got the 18 mil the decompression valve in it.
Yep.
Where the early ones only had 14.
Yep. And the decomp on these, that is a standard fitment?
Yes.
Obviously, you've done a fair bit of work with that swing arm. It's nice and shiny.
Well, it was shiny when I got it, but it had like a clear coating over it.
Yes.
So,
Oh, okay.
But it was all ripped, so I took it off, and just fixed it up,
Yeah, it's come up really nice. So, obviously, you've got, being a Maico, sandcast engine cases. With the 86, I know with the earlier ones, especially the 440s, they used to pull the studs out of the cases on the cylinders. And by 86, did they have that fixed?
I've never had any problems with them. I've got a 440 at home,
Yeah.
So I've never had any problems, and they're pretty, well, I've never seen one pull out anyway.
Yeah.
I think why they used to pull it, maybe a bit of lack of maintenance.
Yeah, well, that always goes a long way. The old maintenance scenario, that's for sure. But yeah, I know. Well, the old saying was, "Maico Braco."
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the Maicos have got their own history, and they've got some of the best best bikes ever built in their history.
Yeah.
That's for sure. The 86. This is going to be a really hard question. I don't expect you to be able to answer it. You got any idea how many 86 500s were actually built?
No, I wouldn't have a clue.
It wouldn't be many though, would it?
There wasn't a lot of 250s built.
Yeah.
Because back in the 80s, everyone wanted a big ball. Because I know with the 84 250, there was 30 of them come to Australia. That was it, the 250 size,
Yeah, nah. Very, very low production, very hard to find, very pretty too. Very, very pretty bike. thank you so much for that.
Oh, that's fine. Great.
And yeah, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you come and subscribe to my channel. Check out my other videos over the weeks. There's going to be a few other videos from the Conondale Classic weekend. If you weren't here for the Conondale Classic weekend, you missed out. It's been an absolutely awesome time up here. When it's on in 2023, which we know it's going to be on because it's not going to rain all year, make sure you get along and support the Conondale Classic weekend at Conondale, just out of Mullaney, and we'll catch you next time.